We back. Post-game show. Gonna recap what we saw. We're actually getting Justin is getting set up. Nick Saban is going to have his press conference. So we're getting set up for that. But welcome back. Gonna wait till some people get in here. We got Fresh gonna give his thoughts of what he saw. Justin's gonna give his thoughts. You all can call in. We're gonna open the phone lines. Let me change some of this information right here. Appreciate y'all. Welcome back. Come on in. Come on in. Let me change this thumbnail. Yeah, we just had the A-Day. It's pretty good. We saw some good stuff. Saw some people that I know everyone wanted to see. Jameer Gibbs, Christian Leary, the backups, Jalen Miro, Ty Simpson. Had some good things on defense. More so that was the offense messing up a lot of times, but we're gonna put this call-in number. You can call in if you want to give your thoughts. 205-448-1358. Once I find my call-in number. I'm gonna resize this. Yeah, call in 205-448-1358 if you want to call in. Appreciate y'all coming in. We will start this up. We got the Nick Saban's press conference coming to you. Nick Saban is about to go live in the press conference. Actually, can we play the press conference?
Go ahead.
Send me the link. I'm gonna see if we can get the press conference up. Zoom be tripping on here sometimes, so I don't know, but I'm gonna try to get that up for y'all. We got 25-7. Gonna open up these phone lines in a second. After Fresh hops off, we'll open the phone lines up. But Fresh, can you tell us real quick what you saw, or your I guess your little synopsis, or what you saw for A-Day? What's your A-Day conclusion thoughts?
Sure, yeah. Well, first of all, definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in to our live watch party. That's exactly what we want to continue to replicate for the season. So if you enjoyed that, every Saturday in the fall, we're going to have a watch party. Again, you might see me jump on here more often. Might see me in studio. Might see some other guests in studio or jumping onto the live stream as well. So if this is something that you enjoy, continue to support it, and we'll continue to give y'all what you're looking for in terms of providing y'all a more of a game day atmosphere like type of a vibe. So definitely appreciate y'all for joining, and thank you for sticking around with us as we provide y'all some post-game commentary. See if we can get y'all the press conference highlights as well, and then allow you guys to have an opportunity to call in. But what I saw, and I'm gonna dive in a lot more in depth on a separate video. So for those of y'all who've been liking some of my commentary, I'm gonna dive in more in depth a little bit later on. But initial raw thoughts on this is that Alabama's defense, this is probably the first time after just watching the spring game where I feel like Alabama's defense is going to be similar to what a lot of Alabama fans have been expecting and have appreciated since Nick Saban has been Alabama's football coach. And you have a Heisman quarterback who was very frustrated the entire game. I don't think he was comfortable for one series. I don't think he had an opportunity to feel comfortable for one series. Outside of that, Jahmyr Gibbs 75-ish long touchdown run, I'm not sure that there was anything that I can really hold my hat on from the Crimson team, Bryce Young leading that, where I felt like, wow, this team is really clicking on this Alabama defense. Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, just all over the defensive line there in the backfield. It seemed like every play. Jalen Moody, Henry To'oTo'o looked very solid in the middle. The secondary, the communication issues that you saw last year, didn't see too many issues where one person's looking this way, other person's looking that way, trying to figure out what's going on. So a lot of things to be a little bit more at ease. I'm not as concerned about the offensive side of the ball because, number one, you're taking guys and you're splitting them up. And the defense is supposed to be ahead in the spring, all right? And this is just for me, covering college sports for a while, also being a fan. If you read up on these, you listen to what these coaches say, you expect the defense to be ahead of the offense. And the defense is way ahead of the offense at this point, and that's a good thing. The last thing you want is to see, like I mentioned in the previous live show, is that you don't want Bryce Young to have a field day and then you're back to square one saying, oh, we haven't figured out our defensive issues. What's Pete Golden doing? How come this is the same old song every year? Now you're starting to say, oh my gosh, is the offense going to catch up? And the offense is going to catch up. All right, it happens. So if you're an Alabama fan, you may not necessarily feel like, oh my gosh, this is something that is very exciting in terms of you watch the score. But what I saw was defense looks like it's clicking very fast. Not just speed, but also mentally, very cerebral. And you have a lot of offensive playmakers. All that is going to come together at some point in the fall. And even bigger picture, special teams. I'm not sure if Will Reichert missed a field goal in these conditions. He looks very comfortable. No bad holds in the rain. So there's a lot of things that you should feel good about. And then the first game of the season is against a cupcake opponent in Utah State. So they'll have all the fall camp. And then 1 week before they play Texas at Texas, before they can, if they need to get out any, last second issues, they can go ahead and figure those things out in August, as well as with that first game against Utah State. So again, if I'm an Alabama fan, I feel you should feel good based on if you were able to watch the game. And Jalen Milroe, I'm going to give more thoughts about him later on. But in terms of having a solid backup, I think Alabama should be fine knowing that Jalen Milroe can take care of things if Bryce Young is out for a series, a half, a game, or multiple games. I believe that he can do enough with his legs and with his arm to be able to give Alabama, with that defense, where it shouldn't miss too much of a beat. It's not going to be exactly like Bryce Young, but he looks, for right now, he's capable of doing enough. And then you only expect him to grow and get better as he has more reps in the fall and throughout the season playing mop-up duty as well. So the offensive line, that's going to be a point of emphasis for Nick Saban and this offensive staff to try to figure out the best five that they're going to put out there. Now, Emil Ekiyor was not there, so that's a major issue as well. But, Seth McLaughlin, J.C. Latham, if you have Emil Ekiyor, Javion Cohen, is Kendall Randolph or Tommy Brockemeyer, who's going to be the left tackle? I'm not necessarily sure based on today who's going to solve that problem for them. But it's enough talent there for Alabama to be able to find someone to fill at that position. So, again, not necessarily anything to be overly concerned with. You do have some things that you have to shore up. And again, I'm going to go into a lot more detail later on. So stay tuned for that video. You'll see it hopefully dropping here in a few hours. sometime this evening. So if you haven't gotten enough of your fix from Alabama football, make sure you stick around and just pay attention. Subscribe, hit the notifications so that you don't miss it. I don't want you waking up on Easter while you're supposed to be, well, can't speak for everybody, but if you're trying to get ready for Easter service, I don't want you worrying about the video. Go ahead and get it tonight when it drops. Get it fresh off the presses, no pun intended. And I'll have a lot more thoughts about everything that I saw, any concerns that I have, things that you should be excited for. I'll drop all that in a video. I might even make 2 or 3 that I can drop for y'all in the next couple of days as well. But those are my thoughts. I'm gonna give y'all on for the A-Day game that I saw. Again, I appreciate y'all sticking around with us. I'm gonna let John and Justin open up the phone calls. So if y'all have comments, those of y'all who watched it, but I appreciate y'all. This is me signing off again. Much love.
Appreciate you, B Frizzle. So yeah, B Fresh just gave y'all a sample of what he's gonna drop. Of course, he drops hot videos. He's been dropping heat. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But appreciate you, Fresh. What we're gonna do now, I'm gonna try to get this press conference up. I'm gonna try to show this press conference. So when Saban comes up to the podium, we'll see what happens with that. But Justin, what are your thoughts on this A-Day? Or let's go over some of these stats real quick. We have the Crimson team here. Bryce Young with 153 yards, 14 for 29 completions. Jahmyr Gibbs had a 100-yard rushing game. 100-yard game. Trey Sanders with 14 yards. We got JoJo Earl, 51 yards. He dropped a lot of passes. Some of it wasn't his fault. We got Jermaine Burton. He was pretty quiet, actually. Jermaine Burton didn't get a lot of he was locked down. Kyrie Jackson had him locked down a few times. He didn't get to do a lot. So Jermaine Burton didn't really get to show out. Really the receivers on the Crimson team didn't really get to show out. And that was due to I think Justin was talking about Bryce Young was pressured a lot, and that defense was better on their side.
Yeah, and also the offensive line. The Crimson Tide still have some things to figure out on the offensive front, and especially at the tackle position, which is one of the reasons why they went out and got transfer former Vanderbilt offensive lineman Tyler Steen, and it'll be interesting to see if he can come in and help the Crimson Tide solidify their tackle positions heading into next season. We saw J.C. Latham, Kendall Randolph, Tommy Brockermeyer play there a couple of times throughout the spring game, and I'm pretty positive, and I feel really good about saying I think that every one of those guys who were basically mixed into that tackle position during the spring game, each one of them gave up a sack. So the Crimson Tide definitely have to figure it out. When you take a look at Randolph, J.C. Latham, and also Tommy Brockermeyer, each one of them gave up a sack. So we'll see how the Crimson Tide figure things out when it comes to the tackle position. And that's one of the reasons why I feel the Crimson team struggled. When you have an offensive line who is struggling, trying to figure things out, you're going up against a loaded outside linebacker room for the Crimson Tide. We can talk about Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, and Chris Broswell is coming on pretty strong as well.
Yeah, and some standouts were definitely like Christian Leary, Jahmyr Gibbs. He looked this dude's speed is crazy fast, explosive, straight off the right when he gets the ball, he gone.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have any lag. He's gone. Who else stood out?
Christian Leary for sure.
Yeah, Christian Leary. Jalen Miro, he had some moments. He was throwing some crazy passes. I don't think it was a issue of him not being accurate. I think he was just trying some stuff out, that you wouldn't try in a game. But
that's exactly what I think he's doing. I think he's trying to get more and more comfortable. You could tell at times he looks a little bit more decisive. I think he has to get more under control and a little bit more consistent. You have to be consistently accurate he was not consistently accurate all the time. And a couple of those passes looks as if it was some miscommunication between him and the wide receiver because he was throwing the football. Wasn't nobody, no one on the field was where he was throwing the football at. So I think it was miscommunication at times. So I definitely feel he has to grow in that area and continue to work through his progressions along with Ty Simpson. I think Ty Simpson shocked a lot of people with his ability to run. We know that Jalen Murrow is a great runner, but Ty Simpson has some great runs. I think the stat sheet only had him having about 20 yards probably, but it feels like he had more yards than that.
Yeah, I think
how many yards did he have? I know ESPN had like 8 carries, 18 yards. It seemed
Ty Simpson,
not right.
He has 43.
Yeah, I thought it was wrong.
Yeah, it says he has 43 yards on here.
So yeah, he rushed for 43 yards, splitting time with Jalen Murrow, and he was able to show some of the elusiveness to his game. Similar to Jalen Murrow, I think he has to continue to grow in terms of working through his progression. Like I pointed out to John, I knew exactly where Ty Simpson was throwing the ball.
18 rushing yards.
He got 18
rushing
yards.
43 passing
yards. Yeah, 18 rushing yards. But yeah, I sort of felt like I knew exactly where the ball was going when Ty Simpson dropped back. Like I knew he was going to hit the running back out of the backfield. I felt he was going to hit the guy, I think, on the slant route. He just seemed to basically telegraph the way he was going to throw the ball to.
Yeah, and Ty Simpson looked really good. Like I said, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamil Burrows was really aggressive. Jalen Moody, he was playing like a game. He was trying to hurt people or something. Like, calm down, man.
Yeah, Jalen Moody's ability to make open field tackles was really impressive. And yeah, he was making hard tackles, slamming people on the ground, making aggressive tackles, which is something you want to see out of one of your inside linebackers. So he really impressed that way. But
how's everybody today?
Hit the podium.
Good.
Okay, we got
so
Nick Saban's press conference.
I think today was an opportunity for players to impress.
Hold on 1 second.
Last opportunity really for them to impress on the fact that they could go out and it's kind of showtime for them to see, who would elevate their game and go out there and compete and play winning football, which is, are you disciplined enough to do your job? Do you play with the kind of effort, kind of toughness, kind of intangibles that we need? Can you be responsible and accountable to your teammates to do what you need to do to be able to be successful and gain their confidence? And I think we had probably quite a few guys that did that today. And I was really pleased with the specialists and the way they sort of executed today. I think that a lot of players made plays. I think it was really tough conditions. One of the things that we didn't do all spring was have wet ball practice, and we never had a practice in the rain, which we've never done in the spring. We always do in the fall in case we get a day like this when we play a game. So I do think that was probably a bit of an issue for throwing the ball, catching the ball, a couple turnovers early in the game. But, all in all, I was pleased with the effort. I'm pleased with the progress that we made in the spring. Probably one thing that impacted the game as much as anything was the front seven on defense. It's probably a little further ahead than the offensive line with 2 starters out, only 1 starter back from last year, a lot of inexperienced players. Playing positions against some guys that are pretty good players, that are pretty good rushers. And, that probably impacted the game a little bit, and we'll certainly try to improve that. I think we have. We'll do it, in recruiting, and we'll do it every way that we can. So, but all in all, I thought we had a good spring. We had a lot of guys make a lot of progress. I think we know what we need to do. I think the important thing now is players can actually take where they are, regardless of where they are, and do the things they need to do over the course of the summer and fall camp to make the improvements that they need to make. So they got to be committed to that. And, we obviously, have some things that can be distractions to that in this day and age of football, but players' maturity to be able to do that is going to be very important in their development. And, we want to continue to focus on the development of our players personally, academically, and athletically. So it's also important that they finish the semester strong academically.
Would you comment on the spring that J.C. Latham had at right tackle and how he performed overall in the spring? I know today by itself is hard to say. just from the sideline?
Right. Well, I think that JC has made a lot of progress. I think he's a lot more confident. He certainly has the ability, and the more knowledge and experience he gains, the better he's going to get. So we're not satisfied with where he is, but we're pleased with the progress that he's making. And, he's one of those guys that needs to continue to, focus on his development. When you play in a game like this, you limit what you do on offense. You really got no way to chip the edges. You got no way to, help the tackles because of the limited amount of things that you're doing offensively. And, that if we have to help guys, we can help guys in pass protection. We can help people, but that wasn't the purpose of the game today. It was to evaluate what guys could do. And, I think that JC has done a good job all year, all spring.
Who did you see on the defensive front seven that made the biggest stride this spring?
Probably Jamil Burrows has made a lot of improvement. I think Tim Smith has made some. Chris Braswell has made a lot of impact. I look at him and Dallas and Will all as starters at their positions. We didn't have Byron Young all spring, and he's been a good player for us in the past, but a couple of the freshman guys have made a lot of progress. Tim Keenan, made progress. 44 made progress. I mean, they all improved. So, but the key to the drill is, can they stay focused on continuing to do that?
Just from Jalen and Ty, just what did you see from them today in terms of their performance, but also just leading the offense in general?
Yeah, I think they were much better. I mean, obviously, Jalen can make plays running the ball, and he made some today, but he also made some good throws. And, we were especially conscious of the fact that we were not going to do the things that he could do in the spring. We were going to make him run the offense, try to become a better passer, try to become a better pocket presence, a better reader of coverages. And I think, he made progress in those areas. And, Ty, for a guy that's only been here in the spring, I thought he made some, good plays for the first time out. He's a very conscientious guy, really works hard at it. Preparation is important, to the development of quarterbacks, and those guys have done a good job all spring.
That one, Jameer Gibbs is in the portal. How quickly did his burst stand out to you guys?
Probably does it stand out to you? I mean, fast is fast, right? Guys getting the top speed quickly is obvious. And I think, he gives us, something at the running back position because he's really good at pressing the holes, but he has a great burst to get the top speed quickly and setting up blocks. And, very good running back, very good receiver, a good third down back. So very good addition. And look, when we get Jason McClellan back, and those guys practiced all spring, we never scrimmaged them. And Roydell, Trey, and, I think, Jamarian Miller, the freshman who's here for the first time, he's showing some promise and his ability to develop as well. So kind of like where we're at that position. I hope we can get the guys back healthy 100% by fall camp.
Yeah, I just wanted your take on a couple of guys, Kyrie Jackson at cornerback, and also Eli Riggs at cornerback as well.
Yeah, well, those guys are all competing. They're all learning. They're becoming more consistent players, and I think that's important. I think all three of those guys, all three corners are competing for starting positions. And, we just had to put somebody on the second team today to play so they'd get reps. So we didn't just rotate them the whole time. And I wanted to see them play a lot. I thought they needed to play a lot. And I think, they're capable guys. And, the biggest thing for Eli is, learning the system. He's like a guy that just got here. So for him to be able to learn the system, and sometimes it's even more difficult for guys that's played in the system. All right, so they knew a system. Now they got to sort of interbulate some of the things that they did to some of the things that we're doing, and we call it something different. And so you got to work through sort of some of that learning curve with them. But he's a very conscientious guy and works hard at it, takes coaching well, wants to please. And, Kyrie is showing a lot more maturity in his consistency and performance, and playing with a little better technique and understanding what he has to do to be successful at his position. So, Kool-Aid had a pretty good spring as well.
What did you see out of the wide receivers today, just how the conditions might have affected their hands and some of the drops?
Well, I think that, you never want drops. I think we got to be a little more consistent. We've had some drops in the last scrimmage where we didn't have bad conditions, and we had, some today, but, the conditions cannot be an excuse. I mean, you got to be able to play and adapt to whatever the circumstances are. We can't control the weather. And I think there's, focus, concentration, maturity, all those things, go with that. I think, some of the young guys have been made an impact, this spring. 83 and 82 both made some plays out there today. Jermaine Burton has probably been the most consistent guy at the position. So, I mean, it's obviously a place where we need to get more consistent. There's no question about it, in my opinion. If we're going to be able to take advantage of the other strengths that we have on our team, I think that's going to be a really important part of our development as an offensive team.
We'll wrap up with two more, Stephen.
Coach, you mentioned depth at tight end, a big deal, but how encouraging is it to see Robbie Oots continue to progress at that spot, tight end?
Yeah, he's had a really good spring. He's one of the most improved guys. I think he got that award today. I think his confidence is a lot better. I think he's playing a little faster. And we need depth at that position. So we need to continue to find guys that can develop and help us at that position. But he's done really well. Cam had a decent spring as well. So, but that's an area where we need a little more depth.
Coach Will Anderson, obviously one of the most dominant players in the country last year, comes back. How much did he improve this spring, and just how excited are you to get to watch him play this fall?
Yeah, he did well. Will's a great competitor. So in every situation that he's in, whether it's practice, regardless of what it is, he all gives 100%. Sets a great example for the other guys on the team. He's a really good leader. And I think his knowledge of the defense and the things that we're going to ask him to do, he did very well last year, and hopefully we can, continue to make progress in a lot of areas. But, somebody asked me the other day, what's Will's weakness? And I said, well, he's got to learn more about pass coverage because he plays a position where every now and then, he's supposed to drop. But I mean, you all are, gurus of the game. Should we spend a lot of time on him dropping or letting him rush? So his weakness is pass coverage. But he helps the pass defense when he sacks the quarterback. So, there was a couple things that I wanted to comment about that I don't get a lot of things, lots of opportunity to comment about. It was really heartwarming to me and made me very proud of Tua, who had a luau here with his foundation, donated money to Boys and Girls Clubs of West Alabama to give back to the community, donated money to Nick's kids, had a, really first-class luau that was very enjoyable to attend. But, it makes me proud because we always try to get guys to sort of develop things that are going to help them be successful, and having compassion for other people, giving back to the community, giving back to people who supported our program and are our fans, I think is an important part of that. And, I just couldn't help but remember when, Miss Terry had Tua up on a scaffold, working on soffits on one of the houses that we built. And I just very kindly asked her if she could give him a job on the ground. So, and the second thing is, John Mitchell and Wilbur Jackson being here and being honored. I think those two people whose courage and Coach Bryant's leadership, who created opportunities for those two young men, and the courage they had to do what they did, made Alabama a better place, made the University of Alabama a better place. And it made our athletic programs a better place. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate those guys for being trailblazers in what they did and creating tremendous opportunity for a lot of other people. And, I just hope that the University of Alabama has done as much for them as they've done for us. And the last thing is, it's Easter. It's a great time for family. And we just wish everybody, all the Christian folks out there that are a very happy holiday weekend. So thank you all very much. I appreciate what you do for our team. And I guess I won't see you for a while, which will be one of the saddest parts of spring practice being over. So thank you.
All right, y'all. So that was Nick Saban right there. Gave you that exclusive look, fresh look at the live press conference from Nick Saban, discussing the spring game, getting smart with people. Who asked? He asked about somebody.
I think he asked about Jahmyr Gibbs and his speed. Sometimes
smart.
I think when Nick Saban answers questions, I think as reporters, and to be honest, I think sometimes we overcomplicate football at times. I still, at the base of it, I feel football is pretty simple. You could teach a kid to play football at the end. I know we could overcomplicate it a lot of times because of the terms we use and the different things that go on that make it sort of complicated. But I sort of think Nick Saban uses that to his advantage when reporter asks those above and beyond type of questions. He like to simplify things. Just basically saying that speed is speed. You can't teach speed. It's simple. Speed is something you can't teach. It's natural. So, yeah, I think Nick Saban definitely has fun with reporters when they ask those type of questions. But he said a lot of interesting things, including how Jahmyr Gibbs has continued to develop, talked about his speed, of course. Jamil Burrows being one of the most improved players during the spring. We saw him had a great spring game, made a couple of sacks.
Somebody's still talking on the press conference.
Yeah. Will Anderson getting interviewed.
Who's that?
Players.
Oh. He'll let me back in. Do y'all want to hear the players talk? If y'all want to hear the players talk, the players are talking right now. I can put it up if you want. Let me know.
AK say yes, we do.
All right, let me get them up. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, we're gonna get the players back up.
Up.
It's gonna be Will Anderson, Bryce Young, and Henry O'Toole. They're gonna be on the mic, answering questions about the spring. I'm pretty sure these will be the only three guys who get answer questions. I think they were the team captains of today's game of each squad. Even though Henry O'Toole and Will Anderson were both on the Crimson team. We're both on the white team. Bryce Young was on the Crimson team alone as they took the loss, and it's going to be beans for the losing squad. The Crimson squad, it's the white squad, took the win.
It's making me update Zoom now. Wow. But I'm about to show the players real quick. I didn't think they was going to talk today, so missed a little bit, but trying to get you in there. Okay. So make sure you like the show. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Yeah, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. But Nick Saban talked about a lot of different things. I'm talking about Will Anderson possibly improving in pass coverage, which is something technically he may be called on to do a little bit more at the NFL level, but I'm pretty sure you can work him in some type of defense where you use him more so as an edge rusher. But if he could incorporate and get better at in pass coverage, he could be a better player overall. So we'll see how Will Anderson continues to improve as an overall player.
And Will Anderson is speaking now along with who's that? Bryce
Young and Henry O'Toole.
So here we go. Let me try to get in here. 1 second. Waiting to be approved, guys. 1 second. Trying to see if they let us on. We left. Either way, if we don't get on, we'll have it. We'll have it posted for you. But yeah, trying to get on here, but the players are speaking. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I think it's not really. I don't think the two are mutually exclusive. I think both of us, we're big competitors, and we're always going to talk a little trash and compete. But that's the fun in it. That's why you choose Alabama. That's why we all want to be here, was so we could play against the best, practice against the best, and knowing that I have Will on the other side. We're always going at it. We're always competing. So I think it's both. So we all come out here. We both wanted to win. We both wanted to give it our all. I hated losing. And I enjoy that, embrace that, and getting to have guys like Will, like Henry on the other side of the ball that challenge me and push me to be the best version of me and us to be the best offense that we can be. It's fun for us and it gets us way better. So I think it's both for us.
Me, I love it because I like when Bryce gets riled up and like I can never I tried to get him out his so calm mood when I started talking to him, but it never works. So for me, I think when I go on the field every day at practice, I think that's one of my biggest goals. How can I make Bryce mad? And it never works. But like he said, I think he hit it right on the head. It's like the competition part of it, and I think the reason why it's so fun is because Bryce, he has it all in the quarterback. And no matter what quarterback you see that week, they're gonna have a trait that Bryce has, even though he has all of them. So if it's a running quarterback, you get it in practice. If it's a pocket quarterback that stays in the pocket, you get it in practice. And I just think that's what makes it so fun, because you get to see a different quarterback in Bryce every day at practice. And so he can juke you out one play and you gotta be ready to pump the brakes, or he can stay in the pocket. You gotta be ready to push the pocket so he can get out the pocket. So I think that's one of the funnest things about competing with Bryce, because he has it all. He has it all around. So
For Bryce and Will, before the game, you guys were over at Denny Chimes. Just what did it mean to be a part of that and to be captains going into this season?
Yeah, it was a huge honor. It's funny. We were actually just talking about that and how, it's something that, when we're older, we bring our families back to, and we can look back on it. And it's a huge accomplishment. We're actually just talking about it, but it's crazy to think something like that is even achievable. We made the All-American game our senior years, and it's crazy to see how far in these past few years we've come for something like that, and something that's so monumental to me to happen. So it's a huge honor. It means a lot to me based off the tradition, just to be associated with other names that are on the floor there. It means a lot. So it was a lot of fun. I'm glad my family was able to be there. So it's huge for me.
for me, I think it's a really big accomplishment, especially at everybody says leadership has no age, but for us to do that as sophomores, I think that's something really special. Leadership is not an easy thing. Leadership is very lonely at times, but I think when you have the respect from your teammates and you do the right things every day, they have no choice but to respect you. And I just think that's when it comes back to how do you go about your day every day. And just to be out there and, like Bryce said, see all the names and Tua, Landon, Devontae Smith, Anthony Jennings, and see all those names out there, it really means a lot. And, I'm very grateful. My family helped me a lot. My teammates pushed me a lot. And, they helped me get to where I am. So I'm very thankful for the coaches as well, Coach Saban, for the opportunity. And, we just want to keep getting better as a leadership group.
for Will, a lot's made about the idea of iron sharpening iron on the field, good on good. After the reps are over, though, are there conversations between you and the edge rushers with the offensive tackles on how your talent on the edge rushing side can help them improve throughout the process through the season?
Oh, most definitely. All the time. Like when me and Neil used to go at it all the time at Leatherwood, even some of the younger guys, they always come to us asking like, what did I give you this time? Did I give you my hands too fast or my set too fast? Did I vertical set too much? Did I jump too much? And we're not going to sit up there and be like, well, I'm not telling you because I don't want to get beat. In reality, we all usually like, this is what you did this rep, or something like that. Or like, what did I do? Did I stab my hand too fast? I was going to come with my outside hand. So I think we all work together because at the end of the day, yeah, we all practicing against each other, but the person that you're going to see in the game is probably going to be doing something that we're doing. So you know how to block them. So we try to give each other good looks in practice. So, when they say iron sharpen iron, it does. But at the end of the day, we're all here to help each other.
This is for Henry. You've now been here basically a calendar year. You decided to come back for your senior season. How much more comfortable do you feel defensively now with this group? And then what part of your game do you think you got to improve the most?
As far as like improving on my game, I think I have a lot of areas to improve. I think open field movement is a huge part of my game, and I think that's one area that I can improve. But as far as like coming back, I think it's been huge. I think we're gelling well on the defensive side of the ball. We got a lot of experience. Guys like Will, Battle, you got DJ in the front. Just being able to communicate, have everybody on the same page has just been huge. So I think this spring was huge for us, being able to make strides that we needed. And we're excited for the fall.
All right, guys, that was the players. Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Henry To'o talking about the game, talking about their thoughts on each other, the team next season. We're giving y'all exclusive coverage, y'all. Like the show up. We're giving y'all this fresh press conference. Got Saban talking, which we'll upload both. We'll upload Saban's press conference. It's uploading right now, actually, so you can go back and listen to that. But we're giving you that exclusive coverage. Touchdown Alabama, the number one source right here, Alabama football.
Hit that like button for sure.
Hit that like button.
Subscribe button.
So we're asking for some likes and subscribe, and we got you. But this was a great this was a good A-Day. We're actually going to open up these phone lines. This camera looking pink right now. I think I got that, what you call them. But we're gonna open up the phone lines so you can call in and get Brandon out of here. Put this number up here. Phone lines right there. If you want to call in and give your thoughts, you can.
Thank you for calling Call-In Studios host and call screener line. Please enter your.
So we had standouts. Definitely
enter your
Christian Leary
6-digit
stood
PIN
out.
number.
Jameer Gibbs looking explosive. And we'll also come out, of course, with more videos and coverage.
Welcome, host. You have not started a show session in Call-In Studio and cannot yet receive calls on In My Own Words Live.
Yeah,
Please visit the Call-In Studio website and begin your session. Music will play until your session begins, or you may call back when you are ready.
We thank you so much for your support.
Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the Call-In Studio web interface.
Social media sites, Instagram.
Audio recording is on.
Add us
Dual
on
channel.
those social media sites, but there was a lot to like about this spring game. So much to discuss, which we are going to discuss a lot over the next week or so. Just looking back at this game, I know a lot of you as Alabama fans are going to go back and watch the game if you have an opportunity to do so, to basically look at some things. But we are interested in hearing what you guys have to say.
Yeah, if you want to call in and give your thoughts, you can do that. 205-448-1358. I was about to give y'all my number.
Yeah.
But you can call in with your thoughts if you have any thoughts. Phone lines open. We're gonna wait a few minutes to see if anyone wants to call in. But of course, we have Steven's show, In My Own Words, on Monday, so you can call in there as well. Same number. Give your thoughts. Steven will break this thing down. Steven was at the game. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if we can get Steven on here.
Yeah, Steven
to
and
talk
Patrick,
about what he saw.
Yeah, Steven and Patrick Dodd were at the game and got an in-depth look at the entire game. But yeah, there was a lot. So like I see some of you guys talking about Trey Sanders doing the hurdle over Kyrie Jackson. Yeah, that was pretty impressive. A lot of guys flashed. I think Jeremiah Alexander flashed some coming up with a couple of sacks, which points to the fact that Alabama has this loaded outside linebacker room, in my opinion, for the future. Jaheim Otis flashed on one play, showed a great rush moves. As we've seen him continue to grow in the spring, continue to drop some weight, continue to get better. We are interested in seeing how he progresses for the Crimson Tide. Again, Christian Leary showed the ability to stretch the football field with that great crazy speed. We see the football in general at the NFL level, collegiate level, continue to get faster as the Crimson Tide look to continue possibly adding speed, as they did host the Louisville transfer wide receiver over the weekend, and the Crimson Tide could have more speed heading their way in the form of a transfer in the future. But outside of that, you have some younger guys who are bringing a lot of speed as well. When you look at Isaiah Bond and Kobe Prentice coming in at the wide receiver position, Emmanuel Henderson as well, another guy with a lot of speed at the running back position. We saw Jahmyr Gibbs explode for some great rushes during this spring game. So if you are an Alabama fan, there's a lot to be excited about after watching this game.
For sure. We have a caller right here. What's going on, caller? You're on the line. State your name and where are you calling from?
What's up, guys? This is Sean from Huntsville.
What's up, Sean? What's going on, man?
Man, nothing much, man. What y'all boys up to? Y'all got a great show going on, man.
Yeah, appreciate that. Just giving some coverage on this A-Day game. What you got for this game? Yeah,
listen, let me give 2 quick points and I'll get up out of here and let somebody else call. To me, man, I watched J.C. Latham extremely close, man. I coach football here. J.C. lined up. I seen him at least 3 times line up with his left foot back. That means he's used to playing on the left side. He would correct himself. His pass set, you could tell he's used to playing on the left side. He must have played left tackle in high school because he's still like his footwork is still backwards. That's one thing. I do think he has the athleticism to play left tackle. I'd like to see them bump JC to the left if the guy from Vanderbilt don't work out, and bump Tyler Booker up to the first team. Tyler Booker dominated, man. I don't know if people really watch, but I know that was against the second team. But Tyler Booker had a great day. He had an absolute great day. And last thing, to me, and I said this last year, you know what I mean? From what I heard, he was still learning the offense. Christian Leary is better than Earl. Earl has a burst, true enough, but his route running is really, really, really lazy and sloppy. No disrespect to the young man. He don't stick his foot in his ground really, really well. He don't stick his hips really, really well. Christian Leary should be the third receiver to me. To me, it should be Brooks Burden and Christian Leary with the 2 freshmen working with the first team. I love Aaron Anderson. I love 83 Kendrick Law. Kendrick Law is physical, brother. I don't know if people realize, but it was several times when Christian Leary was working Malachi. I don't care what they did when they catch the ball. I watched him when he didn't get the ball thrown to his way. Christian Leary was really, really, really stressing Malachi more today, man. He really, really was. So I'd like to see those 3 guys. I'd like to see Leary, Brooks, and Burden on the first squad just so far at this point. And I'd like to see Tyler Booker working with the first team at this point. I'm going to hang up and listen to what you guys say about that answer. And I appreciate you taking my call.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, thanks for calling in. I definitely, I agree with Christian Leary. I haven't seen much from JoJo Earl like to put him over Christian Leary.
But yeah,
especially today.
What's interesting is Christian Leary has grown so much in terms of route running, and you was spot on when you said about J.C. Latham as well. Latham played left tackle for most of his career at IMG Academy, so yeah, he has a lot of experience at left tackle. He's used to being a left tackle, so I can tell that you have a lot of experience looking at offensive linemen. Those are the small things that you see coaches and NFL level guys see those small tendency things. So yeah, nice pick out.
I think Sean's a coach. He's a coach. But actually, we have our own Stephen M. Smith on the line. What's going on, Steve?
Doing good, guys. Doing good. Great job, the guys on the watch party. Been battling the rain, but what an A-Day game we had today.
Yeah, it was very interesting. You being at the game, give us some of your thoughts and pointers on what you saw.
First and foremost, guys, Jalen Milroe improved as a passer. We saw him hit on some laser throws, a couple to Kendrick Law, dropped a 52-yard dime to Christian Leary for a touchdown, put it dead on the money. I mean, there were some moments out there where Jalen Milroe, I don't want to try to say this, but there were some moments Milroe looked like Michael Vick and Lamar Jackson in one body. He looked that good out there on the field and kind of solidified himself as that number 2 backup. Ty Simpson looks a little bit like Fran Tarkenton, scrambling around, very quick, very elusive in his own right. But Jalen Milroe had a big day. Christian Leary had a big day. I'm going to tell you something. Jamil Burrows on that defensive line had a big day. 2 sacks from that nose tackle position. And for what I'm being told, gathered here, is this looks like it may be his spot for the upcoming season.
Yeah, very interesting, Steven, especially with Jamil Burrows. We saw him have a great spring game. Nick Saban in the press conference said that he was one of the most improved players. But how did you? I got another question for you. How do you feel the guys reacted to the wet weather? And we saw it on TV. How bad was the rain during the game?
Well, it was rough, Justin, especially for the offensive line. You had some bad snaps, a couple of bad snaps. Guys couldn't get the proper gripping there of the football. And it was on both sides, but you didn't see a whole lot of slippage from, wide receivers, defensive backs, running backs. So it was just, bad snaps. A pass or two probably went a bit too over and caused an interception. Bryce Young tried to hit a guy and got picked off by Jordan Battle. Jalen Milroe tried to hit somebody, got picked off by Christian Story. So it wasn't anything detrimental, but, the weather did cause some bad snaps there from the center position. And then, of course, both quarterbacks throwing a pick, the ball could have gone a little bit further than that quarterback thought it would go. But I don't think the weather had too much of an implication on this game.
Okay. We appreciate that. You have any other things to say about the game?
Well, the main thing, guys, I had to say was Will Anderson spoke, and he said, y'all remember that 2016 pass rush from that defense? Expect the same thing from this group right here. And that is scary hearing that from Will Anderson, especially with the day Anderson had, Braswell had, Dallas Turner had. The defense combined today, we're talking 15 sacks, 20 tackles for loss, a lot of quarterback hurries, a lot of disruption from the white team on defense and the crimson team. So when Will Anderson is saying expect 2016 type of pass rush, Bama fans, get ready, because there was a lot of disruption from both defenses out here today.
I appreciate that. That's our own Stephen Smith with the update. I appreciate you joining us, and also check out In My Own Words Monday. The show will be lit. We're going to be breaking down everything. You can call in, give your thoughts. But Stephen, appreciate you. Be safe on the road going home, man.
Appreciate you guys. Hey, y'all had that watch party lit, man. Y'all take care.
All right, man. That was Stephen Smith. We got the press conference up right now from Saban if you want to check it out. We're going to hop off. We did a recap for you guys, just showing you what we saw, what happened. We showed you the press conference, the players. They talked as well. Make sure you drop a like. Thank you for tuning in. Also, make sure you tune in. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make sure you subscribe. We have all of the Alabama football content. After you subscribe, check through the videos. There's very good videos that you'll want to see and learn about. You'll learn a lot about the team, some stuff you may not have known. So we drop videos every single day on this channel. So make sure you subscribe. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, we got the press conference up. Go check that out. Tune in Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time for In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. I will be there as well, behind the scenes. Check out Justin Smith's show, The Process. This is our scouting and recruiting analyst. He does everything recruiting, scouting, anything you need to know about Alabama football recruiting. He does The Process Tuesdays and Thursdays on the channel. We also have a special piece dropping about a recruit that Justin went to go see. That's dropping soon as well. So anything you want to say, Justin?
Yeah, like John said, be sure to tune in to The Process. I know we focus a lot on the actual game A-Day. Actually, was a big recruiting weekend for the Crimson Tide. We have most of those updates on the show on Tuesday, and we have a lot of those updates coming to our website as well at touchdownalabama.com. As John said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Make sure your notifications are turned on. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the watch party. We look forward to doing several more in the future.
Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. See y'all.